or wipe the feet, wipe the dust off your shoes and so forth. And we literally got chased out of the city in Victoria, and every single stop from that point, big groups of people started showing up and just either making noise in our ear, clamming things, screaming, trying to push us, getting violent. I'll never forget the moment at Commercial and Broadway where we stood there and a group of people came and just were literally getting violent. And all the videos there, we live stream. We don't stage anything. This is, it seems unreal sometimes when we go out on missionary journeys. We're here with another missionary, Philip Blair from Torch of Christ Ministries. If you're familiar with his ministry, we're two missionaries that go around the world preaching the gospel. We're like two brothers cut from the same cloth, obviously, because we're both Christians. We come from the same Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and we're following the same mission to go out into all the world and make disciples of all nations. And both of us have experienced some very crazy things. In fact, if you're going into the enemy's territory to bring back the lost sheep, the people that God has called, those who have been wounded or backslidden because of circumstances in life, you're going to face warfare. You're going to have trials. And a lot of the church is sitting in their comfort zone inside the four walls, not knowing what's really out there. And I believe it was a shock 5 years ago when the church realized what was really sitting in their own backyard. Group of people that really hate Jesus, hate the church to the point that they would interfere with a sacred ritual called baptism. And they didn't just interfere by protesting on a corner. I have no problem with protests. I have no problem with people hating on the message that we preach. But they came into the water with trumpets, with silly string, with all sorts of things, simply to stop the baptism from happening. I had one lady blowing a trumpet in my ear while I was baptizing, and she would not get out of that pool. And I was in that pool definitely for over an hour and a half, and they were so angry. About 500 people gathered here simply to stop the preaching and the baptism of the Lord. And a backdrop to that story was that we never came here to actually target any community. Actually, we started a cross-Canada tour just to gather anyone who would like to come to Jesus Christ. We never went to the gay community. We never targeted any specific community. We just wanted to see people get saved. And when we came to Sunset Beach, it was simply about baptism, just about baptism. And when you have 500 people gather saying, "Go home, we don't want you here," trying to stop the baptism, you know that there is a hostility within your own backyard in Vancouver. And the church didn't know that. The church didn't know how hostile this neighborhood could be. But I want you to know today that a major breakthrough happened that day. I believe God was almost showing the world that Jesus Christ is King. And while we were, while the baptism was almost impeded on and stopped, the Lord sent his angels through the Vancouver police to surround us. I've never seen anything like this in my life. I don't think the church has seen anything like this, where the whole police department, I would say there was well over 50 to 60 police officers stood and ensured that the Christians were allowed